Good morning, everyone. I'm Thomas, the founder of Elysium Space. I used to be a former NASA engineer, and most of you might think about technology when they think about space. We believe at Elysium Space that space has more values than that. It has some inherent values like beauty, which can be used to make exceptional memorial services. Funerals have been around since the age of time. I showed some funeral monuments. Actually, the first one is from 4000 BC. And still today, families need a very unique and meaningful experience to honor the memory of a loved one. Especially now, as we are transitioning over the last 50 years from funeral rituals to live celebration ceremonies, so it's important to have something more modern. It's a huge market. Things that we expect the baby boomers to spend $500 billion on funeral services. So we made this memorial spaceflight service. We basically give a small capsule to people where they can place a sample of cremated remains. We collect all the capsules that we place in a spacecraft, and then we launch the spacecraft into orbit. It orbits the Earth for several months. During that time, family and friends can track it and see this journey through the star using the app. Eventually, because of the atmospheric drag, it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere, burning up and blazing as a shooting star, which gives some poetic final experience. This is our spacecraft. It's basically a CubeSat, which can contain up to 500 capsules. Regarding the market, we focused on the two most interesting places for our service for economical and cultural reasons. It's USA and Japan. You have 1 million of cremation in USA and another million in Japan. We launched our service last year in these two countries. Our business model is pretty simple. We charge $2,000 for the service, and we can have up to 500 capsules in a 1-unit CubeSat, which gives $1 million revenue. We spend about $100K for the launch, $50K to build the capsule and the packaging, so you have an 85% gross margin. It's scalable. You can have 1U, 2U, 3U CubeSat, multiple CubeSat per launch, and eventually multiple launch per year, which allows us to start small and become bigger later. The distribution is both online and offline. We have a website, so people can directly book a memorial spaceflight. And we also have a referral partnership with funeral homes, so they can refer service to their existing customer, and we give them some reward in exchange. There is some competition. You probably know Celestis. They started like 15 years ago. They charge $5,000 for the same service, and they had about 600 participants so far. We're different. We are 60% more affordable, charging $2,000 for the service. We provide a state-of-the-art mobile app to have a better, experience and some beautiful, dignified packaging. But most importantly, we are designing a genuine memorial service. In our team, we have half of the team is from the funeral industry. We have a funeral marketing expert, 25 years experience in the industry. We have a world-class anthropologist from Harvard University. She basically wrote the reference book about it. So what's next? We're going to launch in some new countries. We want more local partners. First launch is this fall. We expect to have from 50 to 100 people. We are heading to the moon. It's an exceptional place, and we are raising 300K. Thank you very much.
I applaud you. We all know there's only a couple things that you can know for certain. One is death, and one is taxes, and one is death. Right?
That's right.
So this is a great business. Yeah, never going to go away. So the competitor looks like in 17 years did $3 million worth of revenue. So I was just kind of curious. You didn't kind of talk about this is a consumer play. So you're basically going to have marketing expenses. I mean, do you have a sense? You said your costs are going to be dramatically lower. They haven't done a lot of revenue, so I'm just going to sort of make a statement that the market really hasn't opened. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't call it a particularly successful business, $3 million over 17 years. So what do you think it's going to take to sort of open the market for people to really, to be aware and to use the service?
So it's a pretty, long question. I think what is essential is to understand that actually Celestis has been mostly deploying a payload into orbit. It has not been providing a memorial service. After it's done, it's done. And people, as I was saying in the introduction, are looking for meaningful and unique experience. They are not looking to have just the ashes into orbit. So this is why, we have people from the funeral industry. Other questions that how do you reach the public? Visibility is key. And for that, we have been proactively looking for PR. We have been actually very successful. We have been featured in mainstream media over 300 times. So that's how we reach people. It's currently the most cost-efficient way to reach the public for us. Thank you.
Have you guys made any sales as of today?
Yeah. I was saying we expect to have 50 people because we are getting closer to 40 now. So it changes every week because, we are operational and we have new customers all the time.
Okay, so your competitor has sold 600 units.
Over 15 years.
Over 15 years, and you guys have sold 50 units over?
In like 12 months.
Okay.
Actually less, I would say maybe 10 months.
Can you comment on your launch costs? So I saw on your slide you indicated $100,000 cost for launch. Where have you launched thus far, and where do you plan on launching at that rate?
So different option for the launch. This morning, some people were mentioning, you have nanoracks, so launch from ISS, which have some advantages. We are also looking at other one, space flight services offer launches from Vandenberg military base as well with Civeit. So we are working with all these brokers. This 100K price is average. It's lower if you use nanoracks. It could be a little bit higher if you use other launcher. This is where we're heading.
I don't know much about the funeral industry, but it seems to me you sort of take over once the cremation has occurred. So is the expectation that you'd partner with the funeral industry and then they offer, because the way it sort of works is, from my limited experience, is you're sort of faced with decisions, you check boxes and you say, I want this, 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 and this, and then you have your funeral. So are you guys working with the industry and it'll be extra
definitely.
service?
I will answer very quick because I'm told I have like 10 seconds, so we can talk after at the lunch.
Okay, sure.
We are not competitors, we are partners because it's a post-cremation service. So after they sold all their service, we can come and add this in the catalog like a new item.